Shift V, or you can find these items here. Multiply, I'm sure. I never really go this route. I use keyboard shortcuts because they help. So Shift V is mirror. All I need to do is hit the N for numeric, like that, and then choose the axis. Now we are mirroring in the x-axis, so this is fine. And we hit enter to remove that. So now we have 2 of those lights. Okay, so we can do the same for the back. Let me select these 2 lights as well. Hit the closing bracket to select all. Go back here. Shift V for mirror. N for numeric. And we're mirroring in the Z axis this time. Okay, so as you can see, the thing hasn't quite reached where we want it to go. So in the Z, I can move the center of mirror so that it gets to exactly where I want it to be. So let me move it a little bit more. Yeah, something like that, maybe 200 millimeters. Possibly move it backward a little bit. All right, I think that does it. Okay, so we've mirrored our lights on the back as well. So the next thing to do is add some light, some wheels, sorry. So let's go to the wheels, create tab. Let's use the disk 2 again. This time I think let's go for the toroid. It looks more interesting. So let me click and drag the toroid. Alright, definitely looks more interesting. So let's hit N for numeric and reduce the sides a bunch. So let's try 12. That's still too much. Let's try 8 sections, 8 as well. That's much better. Low poly. So radius section, we want more space in the center. So what we do is we reduce the radius section like so. Maybe too few sections. Let's try 10. Not that one. Segments 10. Yeah, much better. Looks a bit rounder. Or we could try 12. Let's see how that works. 12, not so bad. All right, so let's hit enter twice, I guess. Select all of it, move it to the side a little bit so we can manipulate it. Shift H, reduce size. Let's put this in front, somewhere there. Let's align it better with the, something like so. So this is the part that holds the tire, or what do you call it? I'm not really familiar. Is it fender or something? All right, so let's make a copy of this. Let me copy this, go to another layer here at the top and paste. Go back to my original layer, and I want to move this a little bit closer to the actual body of the car. Hit H and stretch it a little bit that way. Not too much. Let's try 120%. Okay, that's all right. And I only need half of this, so I'm going to deselect half of it and delete. Something like that. Okay, is that in the right place, I wonder? We'll see how it goes. Okay, so let me select all of it, copy and paste. That's Control C, Control V. Hit T for move to move the one that we've just pasted, and move it all the way to the back, somewhere there. Okay, and then we can select both of these. Select all, Shift V, N for numeric, and make sure we are mirroring in the x-axis. Hit enter, and there we go. So we have something that looks like a car of some sort. Okay, so let's make the tires now. Let me copy my previous object that I had saved in this layer. T for move, and let's go back here. We need to obviously make this smaller. Shift H, T for move, and let's move it down a little bit. I want to align it with this second layer, something like that. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Then let me move it outward a little bit, still in T for move, outward a little bit, something like that. Make it smaller a little bit more, something like so. T for move, and I think we are onto something. Maybe the whole thing is a little bit too small. So what we do is, let me select all these, including that. Select all, Shift H, and let's make sure it's growing. We make this bigger a little bit, up to 115%, something like that. A little bit bigger. Alright, so what we could do is, we need something in here in the tire, so we could copy this light, click one of the, and select all. Copy, paste, that's Shift C and Shift V. So in the top view, let's move these here. R for rotate, and let's rotate and make sure you're rotating in up to 90 degrees. You can hit Control key to help you there. 90 degree. Let's make sure we are in the center. Let's move it a little bit in the center, and let's enlarge it. Shift H to scale. And let's move it outward a little bit, like so. Alright, now that kind of looks like a wheel now. Much better. Okay, so cartoony car coming up. But as you can see here, we don't have the other wheel. That's fine. The actual wheel isn't here, so I'll hit click, select Shift V for mirror, N for numeric, X-axis, enter. Then I could move it to the back. So now this time I'll select the center as well, and the actual wheel, select all. And let's do another Shift V, this time in the Z axis. So let's move it a little bit more to make sure it gets to where we want. Move the Z, center Z up to there. Make sure you remove merge points though, because in case any of these points are too close, they'll end up merging, which might not be what you want. But you have to leave merge on when you're doing things where you need the points to actually merge. Alright, so far so good. It looks like we have some sort of car. Now let's make the grill and the I think that's the grill. Sorry, I keep pressing save. It's a reflex, old habit. Alright, so let's go to a box, create tab, a box. In here, let's create, remove the segments by moving the arrow, the left arrow key to remove those segments that we had created earlier. So let me make sure that it goes all the way outward like so. Make sure it's in the center. You could use the numeric pad if you want to be very precise, but I like to use my eye. Alright, that's pretty much what I want, so I'll hit enter. So the next thing is to bevel this, because as you can see now, you can barely see it. So let me enlarge this view. Let me click the top and the bottom, and I could use the bevel to create a line here. So let me hit B for bevel. However, I do like the multi-shift better. Anyway, let's use the bevel. N for numeric,